All right, so I figured, you know, I'm here, I'm at my in-laws. My children are watching the Wildcrafts TV show, and my beautiful wife is doing some work, and my in-laws are at church. So, why not get back to this thread as I sit here on the internet uh, and, have a little fun? So, I'll try to get through these kind of quickly, and then maybe I'll just look at the front page. So, honestly, the thing I was thinking of around this date was as new pornographer calls him, Bear Suits thread about the Megadeth single that was fucking awful and had that album art of like some skull middle fingering people, which looks like the skull on those memes that are like, doo doo shitted in my ass or whatever the fuck. That's stupid shit. Or like, the Grim Reaper, like, saying like I fucked my ass last night. Uh, I'm gonna say meth. It seems less likely to kill me. Um, there's nothing that that would have that I wish I knew or were told about before I started, because nothing would have changed anything about the last year or two. There's only so much information you can leverage to sort of prepare yourself for certain moments, and I don't know. Nothing would have helped the anguish of like the last year. Probably last month. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna say I don't know if I'm a proponent. I honestly don't know much about the evidence, but I'm sure that it can work for some people. Um, there's a lot of controversy with these kinds of studies when they begin to look at things like the default net mode network. But the fact of the matter is that it's not in 20, 30 years. We know this literally right now. Is that you do have a lot of conscious control over your mental health, and we will have more as more tools are available to people, like different pharmaceuticals, psychedelics specifically, and at-home neuromodulation. Um, that that will allow you to change your mental state um, in some sense on demand, which will have serious consequences. Some positive, some negative. Um, I don't really know. Nothing really frustrates me about the culture of the Vesti. I'm not a. I don't look for like I'm here and posting here because I like spending time with the forum. And if it was really frustrating or if I disliked major aspects, I wouldn't come. And yeah, I'm not like someone who's always seeking conflict. So I think the biggest thing that's driven a lot of people away is like um, that like it's too politically one-sided, or like that it's too political in general. And I don't think either of those things really bother me, honestly. Yes, I do. So my Spanish is pretty good. So I've delivered like academic lectures to auditoriums in Spanish. Not that I didn't rehearse extensively for that kind of thing, but I was strategically very lazy in high school, and despite being a native speaker, they didn't say anything when I wanted to sign up for Spanish. So I took Spanish like 1 through 5, and like AP Spanish, and I studied abroad, which is where I got really good at Spanish. Um, so honestly, I would just like talk to your parents more in Spanish if they speak Spanish, like exclusively. Mine only speak Spanish, so like whenever I talk to them, I consider it really good practice, and I talk to them pretty frequently. Uh, the top one advice is just ask your spouse, wife, partner how you can support them. Do whatever you can. She's done 99% of the work in gestating the child and, like giving her body to life. So, whatever she wants and whatever she thinks she needs, you just sit there and support her. And she will tell you the next two pieces of advice, basically, after the first one. I don't know anything about chili con carne. I'm sorry. Yep. I don't know anything about acquiring oxycodone illegally. Uh, yes. I'm gonna say three and more than three. Yeah, definitely more than three. So I guess four. Um, you know, I promised I would buy the Calvin and Hobbes comic strip for my children for Christmas. I never followed through on it. I think I was just like comparison shopping, and then I forgot. And I personally I've never seen or read a Calvin and Hobbes comic strip, so I can't answer the question. How's the new house coming along? It's fantastic. It's really everything we wanted, and there's stuff to do, like major stuff over time, but it'll get done, and we're really happy. Uh, in my early 30s, I was assigned male at birth, and I live on the East Coast. Uh, yeah, I just PM'd you nudes, dude. Just check it out. Uh, I don't eat fast food unless I mean probably once a year I have Five Guys. So I would say if that counts, the Cajun fries, and I go to fucking town. But I guess before I stopped eating fast food, I would say Wendy's. My death row meal. Um, there's a very traditional Dominican Caribbean dish called mango, which is like mashed plantains, and we typically eat it with salami. A Caribbean like farmer's cheese is what they sort of call it, and I guess the closest thing to that cheese that Americans might be familiar with is halloumi. So it's like fried halloumi, salami, and fried eggs. That's that would be my death row meal. Yes, it's a MacBook. I would say Qui-Gon is probably like my overall favorite piece of horror media. Uh, there's just something I just love anthologies. I love things like short stories. Um, Single favorite film, I don't know. Probably something from Cronenberg and almost certainly Videodrome. I think Videodrome is one of those movies that I would describe as like generative. Like it's a platform for so many different ideas, and if anything, Videodrome is actually more appropriate for like the smartphone age than it was for television. So I like films for their sort of cultural depth, and I love horror because it just projects it makes explicit things that you know society tries to submerge under different facades. You know, both sides. I don't know why, but they just are. There's just no difference between ICE agents rounding up and sorting people by their skin color or assumed immigration status and a woman that just laughs kind of funny. It's all the same. I have a bunch of unused Audible credits. What are my top three recommendations for audiobooks? Like some interesting standalone fiction. Um, I would say what's been pretty so some recent ones would be Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I really liked. She's a very good sort of relational fiction writer. They're just good stories, and it's heavily influenced by a lot of different works. The primary one being the Brothers Karamazov. I really liked Benjamin Labatute's The Maniac, which is a sort of novelization of the Atomic Age. And thirdly, I don't know. I would say I don't read that much fiction. The ones that I've really thought about, maybe William Sebald's Austerlitz, I thought was beautiful and sort of mysterious in many different ways. But I had listened to a little bit of like Project Hail Mary and shit like that, so that stuff's very exciting. And I loved. It's not standalone, but I loved Foundation by Isaac Asimov, which I read pretty recently. Um, ponies they have internalized hatred for the fact that they know that King Tendo King Tendo has the ethos of a toy making company, and ponies are basically serving a tech company and a generic media company. Like Sony's end game is basically Netflix for games. Like that's what it is, and they hate that Nintendo bucks the trend. Sadly, I have not heard that much Herbie Hancock, so I'm just gonna say Headhunters. I'm not being cool when I say it's probably Turnstile's Blackout, which my daughter really loves. I'm gonna say Barney Miller, and I really don't want to think about what the worst post I've ever made, most degenerate post I've ever made is. I'm gonna default to one of my Sydney Sweetie posts. Okay, let's see what the front page is like. Spending my okay. I guarantee this is a post telling Tony to walk. Let's see. Oh, damn it. A lot of effort for machine. Yeah, pretty much. Fucking stupid shit. No. I don't know. I'm scared to see what RPG is posting about in terms of K-pop in South Asia. Don't care about Patriots. Speeding tickets. I actually got a speeding ticket very recently, and they got me. They got me on the cameras, and I know I was probably speeding. Definitive proof Wario over Mario. Let's just see if this is like something about weed or disgusting or. Yeah, exactly. And yes, Wario's definitely the Epstein files. He's a fucking degenerate. Massage chair that squeezes your feet. People at the gym hip thrusting to bench press more? The fuck? I don't even know what the fuck that means. Hip thrusting to bench press more. What? I guess you're using your glutes to stabilize your core? But I don't know. Frame mogged. I too got this word that I just learned about from the clown show or whatever. All right. I think we're done here. Happy Valentine.